Humans gaze in the moonlight, you have to ignore the person beside them. Fortunately, I'm not one of them, but that's not really the case. I just never thought I'd be appreciated in that sky with Diwa. That's why my eyes were fixated on her.
你干嘛老是盯着我？
我哪有？我只是在看那边，公园那边舞火龙什么时候开始？
The fire dragon was take place Ningjing Park. When I did the park though, it was really just a huge podium. We arrived late, couldn't grab VIP spots, so we could only sit a bit far away from the dikes.
那要我和你换个位置吗？
You seem to have believed me and acts innocently.
不用了，我这边的观赏效果还挺好的。
好吧。舞火龙什么时候开始？
应该快了吧？刚刚不是看见舞龙的人已经在最后的排演了吗？
那等下是会把整条龙烧起来吗？
烧起来？为什么要烧呀？
火龙不就是要烧起来吗？
She asked me in confusion.
是会在舞龙的身上加装烟火，然后看起来像是火龙一样。
哦，这样啊。
要是把舞龙烧起来的话，那下面舞龙的人不是会很危险吗？
也对。
She looked disappointed after hearing my explanation. She didn't look towards the park. After a while, we could hear drumming from a distance. Siwa stood up after hearing the sound. She stood on her toes and looked towards the park.
我有点渴了，我去买点喝的。你想喝什么吗？
I wasn't sure if she's really thirsty, just wanted to watch it close up. However, she appeared restless.
随便什么都行，不过你一个人去不要紧吗？
没事，这里这么多人，不会有危险的。
我是怕你被人群挤迷路了。
Indeed, we needn't be afraid of any ducks here.
从这里到公园门口就一条直线，怎么可能迷路？
And that's how you get lost.
如果你怕我迷路的话，那就好好盯紧我，等我迷路了再来帮我吧。
She lightly patted and disappeared to the crowd. Fortunately, we were at a high level in the park podium. I kept staring at her head as she walked. While she crushed out the mirror, I lost sight of her and could only anxiously wait.
真是的，妈妈还说让她照顾。
I didn't mean to skip that show. As you can see,
真是的，妈妈还说让她照顾我，明明一直都是我在照顾她嘛。
Well, I was complaining I didn't feel no joy. I probably inherited it from my mom.
你在嘀咕什么呀？
Just then, Zero with 2 cups of green-colored juice and walked towards me.
我在说，你怎么这么快就回来了？
因为有已经打好的现成的果汁啊，而且那边人虽然多，但是都是等着看舞火龙的。
I took the juice from her. The chilling touch swept away the heat of early autumn. I took a sip, and immediately my mouth tasted bitterness.
这个奇异果汁怎么是苦的？
She looked at me curiously. She reminded me of she knew.
这个是苦瓜汁，不是奇异果汁。
苦瓜汁，那就根本不是果汁吗？
She looked so skilled almost.
我觉得人家的摊位上应该也没有写果汁2个字。
好吧，可能我没有注意。
She folded her brush but took a second sip. She had me worried.
不要紧吧，连钱宇这个土生土长的本地人都喝不了苦瓜汁。
还好吧，就当是在吃苦瓜了。
这个味道可比苦瓜强多了。
Come to think of it, Zero is probably local. She'll probably be fine. The storm was getting loud and the crowd was growing restless. The orange-hued lights along the dikes were overshadowed by the lights of the fire dragon. Its elongated body was released in covered smoke. Only the moon could compete against its glimmer. Fireworks were bursting along the promenade, exploring to various colors amidst the night sky, reflecting shades of Van Gogh on our faces. Her eyes kept flickering back and forth between the sky and the dragon, and if she didn't want to miss a moment. The vitamin juice in our hands was forgotten. The condensed droplets kept flowing onto my fingers like limestones that were about to drop.
他们在喊什么？
She spoke in sharp words, but it melted away like a marshmallow makes a deafening noise from the crowd. I tried hard to listen, but I couldn't hear what she said. I guess she was thinking the same. I brushed away her hair and leaned my lips towards her ear. I even covered her ears with my hands.
什么？
我说，他们喊的是什么？我听不懂。
She also shouted straight to my ear. Warm air from her breath blew into my earlobe. My body stiff.
那是用方言唱祝词，祈求平安。
那你教我。
好呀。
We were like two swans to the next shrine, offering our mid-autumn blessing to the crowd. Listen to how she was repeating my phrase like a child learning how to speak. Lydia seeing me laugh. She didn't get angry like when we first met. Instead, she smiled shyly. That's adorable. We're actually like spending time together probably. Eventually, the first dragon got dimmer and the fireworks faded into the darkness, but the crowd still remained. Some people sat on the ground, some were sitting on the side curb, and others were holding their shoes or lying on the embankment barefoot, curling their feet in the river. Our cups, which were by our feet, were unknowingly taken away by janitors, saving us from having to find the trash bin. As I got deeper to the night, the heat gave way to a cool breeze. Zero's hill wafted and shone with luster like the hills and mountains of an ink splash painting.
对不起，风太大了。
She apologized, brushed her disheveled hair, and ended my wired-up fantasies.
怎么样？还不错吧？
挺热闹的。
Her expression didn't change much, but she didn't feel distant like before.
那么灯会就到此为止了吗？
还有最后一项必不可少的仪式哦。
仪式。
I stood up and smiled critically, brushing away the dust on my skirt and extended my hand towards her. She tilted her head in hesitation, but finally took my hand. I led her inside the park entrance and brought the ritual items. Then we went to the riverside where there were a few people and placed the items on the ground where the water could reach.
这个是
孔明灯。
孔明灯。
我们这里叫它许愿灯，写下自己的愿望放到天上，愿望就会实现。虽然其实只是迷信，但是人生总要抱有一丝幻想才有趣嘛。
I threw away the package and handed the instructions to Ziwa. She took the instructions and read them under the dim lights. I took this opportunity to repair everything.
好像是和热气球一样的原理。
差不多吧，我已经弄好了，写下愿望就可以了。你要不要先来写？
I handed over a marker to her, but she didn't take it.
怎么了？
我不知道写什么愿望。
写一点有可能实现的，比如学业有成之类的。哦，你的成绩好像也不差。
We know each other for half a month. I know Ziwa's grades were no worse than mine, so she shouldn't have to worry about that.
那阖家团圆，身体健康。
我好像一直以来都没有什么愿望。
那你先想想，把灯点起来之后再写也行。
我想能再过一次这样的中秋节，这个愿望怎么样？
这个不能算是愿望。
You can have that every year, she said. Hearing her so-called wish, I couldn't help but laugh, but her face stiffened.
如果此话是讲光灯会， 那都不用等到下一个中秋节，春节的时候会更热闹的。
真的？
对啊，
Hearing my reply, she relaxed her muscles.
其实我一直相信，没有人是不适合热闹的。毕竟人类就是群居的物种。
你总是这样，翻出一些陈年旧账来和我清算。
Smiled bitterly, then quickly turned towards the other side of the river. Her charm and the same, but I sensed a bit of sorrow.
对呀，没有人会不喜欢热闹，正如没有人会天生就宁愿孤独。
那为什么？
你真的想知道吗？一个连自己都厌恶的灵魂的过往。
如果你愿意向我倾诉，
如果不会玷污这轮美月，
Zero didn't seem to understand that the moon we see is actually full of scars, but it stood in front of me, stared at me with eyes full of resolve, as if it was trying to judge whether I could endure the pain and loneliness she had to endure. I guess even through her eyes sinking to the abyss, I knew I couldn't avoid her eyes. I'd never even have a chance to be so close to her again.
我的母亲。
She sighed deeply, finally determined to tell me about her mother being a control freak.
她不允许我结交任何人，在她看来，所有人都是抱着肮脏的目的接近我。起初，我还傻傻的信以为真，但当你一次次义无反顾地冲向我时，我迷茫了。看到你和秦维浅与他们的友情时，我开始羡慕起你们，羡慕起正常的女孩子们。
万一我是装作不知情来接近你的呢？
I tried to put myself in the shoes of that girl who hurt Zero the first time, but it felt disgusting. She replied with a smile.
不，你只是一个不屈不挠的傻瓜。
这是在夸我吗？
算是吧。
那我是不是还要说声谢谢？
I pitied what she said in the garden when she was upset at me, but this time I was saying it in a...
你还是一个记性很好的傻瓜。
My breasts were forming and her lips curled up. She looked pretty.
所以你是担心你妈妈会想办法赶走我，才一直和我保持距离的吗？
这也是原因之一。
你不是说她现在在外地吗？你就算是做了什么，她也不会知道啊。而且，说真的，你不准生气啊。我觉得你妈妈很过分。
I barely spoke.
所以，也许是我的叛逆期终于到了吧，不然现在也不会和你一起站在这里了。
Personally, from what we've seen in Mother Coney Love at the beginning, where she was like 10 years old and she's like, or 10 years older, like in her almost 30, and she's a much more famous individual, I really feel like she did something with her mom. I wouldn't know what, but I wouldn't think she'll go as far as like killing her mom, because it is through her mother. But I would presume that she probably took her to jail. Basically took her out of her life, basically.
那你想叛逆的更彻底一些吗？
更彻底。
Yawned. Sky Lyncher was now fully bloated by the heat of the killers. I'll get you free and safe from my glass.
我们做朋友啊，然后抓紧时间体验一回正常的女高中生的生活。
但是，如果被母亲知道的话，你们……
那就悄悄的，不被她知道就好。反正她也不在啊。
She was hesitating. Vanessa's look made me worry whether she could hold on to Skylar and the constant its launch in the field after all the beginning is important. My left hand slightly grabs onto the center of Skylar, and I extended my other hand to control.
子画，我们做朋友吧。
If in the beginning I was too reflective and fan to have for the other girl onto zero, that at the moment I only wanted to be by his side and be friends. I anxiously waited for a reply. All I got was time, but Skylar was making a sense.
Huh?
The shriek was covered by the Skylar just skipping our grass. At first it wobbled as it ascended, but eventually stabilized.
成功了，飞上去了。
Skylar appeared small and small until we couldn't see any trace of it.
还没有写愿望呢。
Sue looked upset. It went out of her face.
但是愿望已经实现了呀。
I raised my right hand, which was holding on to hers. I wasn't going to conceal my smile. My friend seemed to be the opposite. She had cold hands. At the moment, we were waiting both our hands to reach the same one. Finding friendship, I think it is. What's up, bro? I'm getting a drink real quick. When you have eliminated impossible, whatever remains, however improbable must be the truth. I thought this would go by quicker than that, so that drink didn't take that long. Frustration wears on me as I started taking the quote, undeniable in a sense. But at present, I can't even take that first step. Therefore, like Inspector Lestrade, have to act Sherlock Holmes help me eliminate the possible. Yeah, but Sherlock Holmes must be eliminated here to this guy.
哎呀，子画大小姐，不好意思，我来晚了。哎呀，现在正是你们放学的时间，哎呦，路上太堵了。
Some reaching the guy.
哎，介意我抽支烟吗？
Not only is he half an hour late upon sitting down, he immediately puts a cigarette pack and lighter on the table. He keeps fidgeting as if it's sure as nails.
我是无所谓，但你得去问问店里其他人的意见。
I can't be bothered to look at your stupid question. I glance at the no smoking sign on the wall and just with my chin.
哎，所以说干嘛要约在这里嘛？还不如去你们学校后面那条巷子的汪姐，便宜又实惠，还能抽烟。你看看，这里茶点都这么贵，也就是你们这些大小姐才消费得起了。哇，一杯肥妹都25。
As the shot drops the shock, everyone in the cafe turns towards us. I too attract some curious looks. As a girl like me sitting with a unkempt middle-aged man. I lowered my head, giving him a stern warning.
你想点什么随意，我请客。
嗨，早说是子画大小姐请客，那么应该去金月轩才对吗？哎，岛上那家就不错。
你也不错啊，专挑贵的。
那是，我这私家侦探可不是白当的。
Oh, wait, I think she's trying to figure out who killed Jisoo because she has no proof that someone killed her. She thinks it's her mother, but she's not sure it's her mother because she never saw her now. She must have just realized she was dead, so it could have been. And from what I'm hearing from her mother, it seems like that could be the case, but if someone died, you don't just put fingers at somebody. You need evidence. So he's getting a private detective.
不过金月轩可不让抽烟。
都去金月轩了，还抽什么烟呀？
After offered to treat him, price is suddenly not an issue. Getting forgo smoking.
等你帮我把这件事调查清楚了，我请你去金月轩住1个月。
He reluctantly sits up tight after sensing my change of tone.
子花大小姐，你说吧，要查什么？只要你愿意，我连你家公司有没有偷税漏税都能查到。
Famous company man saw that woman's problem. It doesn't interest me. I ignore him.
许瑶大侦探，首先请你不要叫我大小姐，跟你说过很多遍了吧？
那你别喊我什么大侦探，我也就混口饭吃而已。我还是喜欢听你们叫我老师。那时候你们4个呀，尤其是
Robert ended his sentence, awkwardly rubbing his nose. He then issued warning orders from the radio. Because of certain reasons, this guy was a teacher for a few months during autumn last year.
你没必要这么谨言慎行的。其实我要找你调查的事，就是和紫梭有关的。
The moment I said Jus's name, his mysterious smiley face.
不是都已经结案了吗？紫梭是自杀的。
我知道。
那你还要我调查什么？自杀的原因，非要找出和警方通报的不一样的原因吗？那我觉得你真是太高估我了，这个单子我接不了。
He raised his hands, leaning back on his chair in resignation.
你刚刚不都还吹嘘自己很厉害的吗？
就算是我这种已经到了不惑之年，却还一事无成的中年男人，起码对自己的水平还是有基本认知的。况且我再厉害，也不可能有那么多警察厉害呀。要相信警察叔叔，相信政府，相信国家。
She did say like 10 years later that she thinks she's alive, so what if this is the result? That it was a 10-year case afterward. And there was finally evidence. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like they would have closed it already. They already closed it once, so I feel like if it's that long down the road, you would have, unless you've just found evidence suddenly that might actually see something different. Frustrated, I look at this man who's suddenly acting all serious. I begin to doubt whether I made the right choice asking for his.
好吧，我可以相信，但是你得先给我一个满意的答复。
I check out the diary extras that mysteriously appeared in my school bag, showing them over to him. He just puts the hot chocolate he received from the waiter on the stack of paper.
垫个杯子嘛，一张纸就够了，还可以有这么多张。
If I wasn't asking for a tip, I would have kicked his feet and walked away.
这不是给你垫杯子的，拿开。
啊，那这是什么？
He picks up the stack and starts reading it.
这是紫苏的日记。
这才是我今天找你的目的。
让我鉴定是不是紫苏的笔记。
不用，这就是紫苏的笔记，我一看就知道。
那这我就不能理解了呀。
He stares at me, trying to read my facial expression. Seeing that he's finally paying attention, I begin to tell him everything about the diary. Ah, don't cut over to the next. Okay, you better like keep going. Don't go back in time.
你的意思是，一个已经死了的人的日记被拆成一张一张的，然后在你不知情的情况下出现在你的文件夹或者书包里。
Of a dead person's diary showing up in your school bag and photo about you now.
而且是从他与我相遇的那天开始，按顺序出现。
Not Jim, as I added.
你确定这是紫苏的日记吗？
我确定，因为里面记录了一些只有我们2个人才知道的事情。
现在我也知道了。
这不是重点。
对，重点是紫苏的日记怎么会跑到你这里？
He touches his curly, messy short hair to hook up a chocolate, looking serious.
如果你还要，可以继续点。
不需要了。这件事你报警了吗？或者说和其他人说过吗？
我不觉得其他人会相信我，包括警察。
明智的选择。
Faces down while continuing to read.
你相信我？相信死去的人的日记会凭空出现在我这里？
我当然相信。
Looks out of my hesitation. I doubt whether he heard me emphasize the that particular.
如果这世上没有鬼的话，那肯定是有人趁着你不注意的时候放进去的。你觉得可能是谁？
Honestly, I suspect Queen Wei. She might have thought I had something to do with Juicy's death after reading her diary. But I'm not so sure. After all, nothing happened between me and Juicy that would have sure to kill herself. But that's just my hypothesis. I decided not to tell Mrs. Yu.
没有头绪的话就算了。不过你真的确定这紫苏的字迹？
我这里有他生前亲笔写的字，你要拿去做字迹鉴定吗？
这倒不需要，我有办。那你先给我吧。
Suspicion irritates me. I take out a test paper. I never had the chance to return the Juicy or hand it to him. After comparing the two, he folds the paper and places it with the diary.
那你在之前看过他这些日记吗？
没有，我是第一次见到。
He stares at me with a conflicted expression as if doubting me. However, I'm not lying.
那好，我会尽快查清楚的。但是我有一个要求，如果接下来你再次收到这些来历不明的日记，绝对不会看里面的内容，马上把它给我。
为什么？
理由我不能说。
那我不会答应的。
His request makes no sense. He looks at me sternly, but doesn't say anything else. Our conversation comes to a standstill. Shall I find a naive detective rather than asking a stranger? I prefer to trust someone who was a teacher at my school for. There was a time when he was my enemy, though, but that's only because he was hired to do so. Finally, he backs down.
你是不是对紫苏做过什么过分的事情？怕被我知道？
你的想象力也太丰富了点吧，大小姐。
不要叫我大小姐。
哎，好，如果你担心的理由是这个，那我可以向你保证，绝对没有。
我要怎么相信你？
就凭紫苏留手机后，还给我发了短信，让我存他的号码。
Opens his sandbox, hands over his phone to me.
小夭夭，那天晚上是我人生中最开心的一晚。遇见了你，我才真正体会到做女人的幸福。你比我干爹强多了。
I think that was the prank.
Oh
no, okay.
弄错了，不是这条。
Oh, okay, wrong
是这
message.
条。
Wrong message. Now I do regret acting such a low life to help me.
你看啊，老师，我是紫苏，我有手机了，是紫画送给我的，记得存下我的号码哦。哎，看见了吧？我要是欺负过他，他还会主动联系我吗？
He has a point. To be extra prudent, I check the number to make sure it's from Juicio. But then I recall the contents of the first message.
恶心。
哎呀，你一个小姑娘家的懂什么嘛？真是的。
我是不懂，只是觉得很恶心。
哎，好，男人都恶心行了吧？你们女孩子就都和女孩子过一辈子嘛。再说了，现在是说这个的时候嘛。现在说的是谁把已经死了的紫苏日记放到你这里的事。你严肃一点好不好？
你
To be lectured by a low life like him, I have no idea how to react.
回到刚刚的话题，不要再看日记的内容，直接给我 ，OK？
知道了。
那就先这样，事情大致上我也清楚了。
Puts a die exerts anticipation to a fire and stands up. I stop him.
抽筋。你要多少钱？
虽然我知道你家特有钱，但我好歹曾经也是你们的老师。等事情解决了，请我去汪记饮一顿早茶就好了。
不是要去金叶轩吗？
那地方呀，熟人多，不方便。
I could guess what he meant from his vulgar look of that message.
恶心。不过，谢谢。
As I apply, all I hear is the sound of the chimes ringing by the door. Just as I'm about to go to the cashier, the chimes ring again. I turn around to see him standing there.
哎呀，紫花大师姐，你能不能先给我2块钱当定金啊？我出门的时候就带了2块钱坐公交，现在是身无分文啊。
那个女人应该给了你不错的报酬吧？
哎，没办法，小孩还有上学嘛。
I never heard about him having children. Just from his appearance, he's most likely not married. Why did it skip so much? I'm sorry, that skipped way too much. So we're gonna go back here because I did not mean to skip so much. Yeah. So we're gonna do this real quick. I don't know why it skips suddenly. And I'm gonna make a save closer. I didn't save from it. So, but this should go by easy. So I'm just holding on the button. That's what I need. Now we got wait for this screen. That's great. Commentating at its best.
都去月轩了，
Yeah,
还
let's
抽
do
什么
save
烟
here
呀？
so I don't accidentally should make saves more. Okay, Stu has more to talk about.
这不是
Talk about.
那地方呀，
Okay,
可
sure.
惜。不过，那个女人应该给了你不错的报。
哎，没办。
Gotta keep my nose clean and offer him some change. Okay. I moved Lions after asking for Mrs. Zhu's assistance on the mysterious diary. Doing so, I'm still distracted as I do my homework.
听许瑶的意思，我还可能会继续收到日记。
Previously, I was still saddened by Jushi's death, so I thought I had it clear now, but now I suddenly feel terrified. I put my pen down and expect my school back thoroughly. After confirming there's no diary excerpts, I calmed down a bit. I can't bring myself to study and to finish my homework. I turn on my computer and log into QQ. Julie sends me a barrage of messages. She likes to break down her messages and send them one by one. Although her stream of messages are popping up, she only wants to tell me that Creamery apologized and they made it.
真是羡慕。
I signed that even the friendship. They might argue, but it only shows the strength in the friendship. I feel better after chatting with Jinyu.
有些口渴了。
My cup's empty, so I decided to go to the kitchen for some water before applying for it. But as I return to my bedroom, I notice that GCO's QQ picture has popped up. Click on the screen. It's popped up, blinking on the screen. I don't know what that means. I almost thought maybe her mother was in there. Or Jinyu sent something. So this is about too much stuff. Why? Great power comes great responsibility. So I start Spider-Man there. Great power comes great responsibility. Okay, that was it. I'm aware I don't possess great powers, but since I blacked Zero out for a comfort zone, I had to protect her. It fits too weird to become friends with Zero. Even genuinely Wei, who become aware of our friendship, only could casually remark that it was a foreseen outcome.
亏得我还那么兴冲冲的去跟他们说。
But they were like bored, keen sitting on the throne, looking at me with sunken eyelids. I was surprised.